We have some criminals here that are in the news locally. This happened in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is very close to where we are. There is a serial dumper, a diaper dumper that has been on the loose now for, I believe it's 2 years.
This sounds like a case for Encyclopedia Brown or the Hardy Boys.
Do you know?
Or Nancy Drew.
When I looked at the diaper dumper, I assumed it was baby diapers being dumped on the side of the road. It's adult diapers.
Oh, Jesus.
Even worse. Even worse.
Are they?
Well,
they're just as bad.
Just as bad, if not worse.
Yeah, I mean, a baby diaper, the smell, of course, is horrific.
Terrible.
But sometimes it's not like a big amount. Adult diapers, you're dealing with adult-sized poos.
That's why they're adults.
Yeah.
It's a question of scale, you see.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I get it.
I mean, you find a adult diaper, there could be a 2-foot turd.
Yeah, but I've been around, we don't have kids, but I've been around kids when they need their diapers changed.
Oh,
it's nauseating.
So if you had 20 diapers dumped on your lawn once a week for 2 years, would you prefer all baby or all adult? That's a tough call.
Or a mix.
I take baby.
I take baby too.
Yeah, because to me, I'm like, it's a baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is an adult who's like,
eating Big
put
Macs,
it in his yard.
eating Big Macs and
Yeah.
and Zaxby's and God knows what else.
These are adult diapers.
Right.
Okay, so well, the good news is they have caught the gentleman who was doing it, and it took 2 years for him to get it. One of the residents in the Forsyth County, North Carolina neighborhood, and this woman has lived there for 50 years. She said her name is Vera Williamson, and she says it was so disgusting and so long lasting they thought it would never end.
Been doing it for 2 years or longer. At least 2 years, but bad for the last 6 months. Sometimes they're soiled and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're in a bag and sometimes they're loose.
I saw pictures, and they were strewn about.
But you would,
sometimes not soiled.
the diaper dumper's dumping diapers that aren't been dumped in?
Yeah, but most had been dumped. Most were sold. Some were not, as she said. You heard.
That's very strange.
Doesn't make sense.
It's strange. The another woman who lives in the neighborhood, Michelle Swain, said that she felt, in this instance, it is so disgusting that she would see things like animals getting involved. Dogs would try to get the diapers.
And who would want to touch them because they're disgusting. And so I've seen, dogs that would go and try to grab at the diapers.
Oh.
And then the mowers would mow up the diapers. There's just particles everywhere.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You ever seen what a Toro can do to a diaper?
Oh, God. That was
Mowed shites.
That's the worst part of it. And they don't care.
There's no picnic for the landscaper either.
No.
Apparently, they just roll right over it. All right.
But the grass has never been greener.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
And then now the other one, the first lady, says it wasn't just diapers. There were other things.
Sometimes they even had the bed pads. I have picked up bed pads too.
Bed pads.
Oh.
So that's like what you lay down to soil
When
yourself.
someone can't get out of bed
Man.
to protect the
It's like
bedding.
items you'd find at a rest home or assisted
know.
It
living.
does.
Well,
Prison.
a spokesperson says they have given a 71-year-old gentleman a citation for illegally dumping his own adult diapers. But it's only a citation. I mean, there's not, I don't know how much you can do to it. It's not a felony, I guess. Fine him.
Yeah, but littering
It's a
and
ticket for littering.
and a health.
And why? Like, shame this man.
Yeah, they haven't identified him.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably going to be mortified anyway. I mean, clearly.
I would think.
No, not if you're just out there dumping your waste on some property that's not yours. You know what you're doing. I don't care how old you are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is he flinging it out the car window?
Yeah, I guess.
I bet he is, yeah.
They didn't have cameras. It took them a long time to figure out who did, but the cops eventually got this guy. They didn't say how they found him. Maybe somebody saw him in the act, got a license plate.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless,
But you should know. I mean, you can find a dumpster down the street somewhere.
of course.
You're riding around.
I mean, it's all just
That's what I'm saying. Shame this man.
he's not been identified. He's not been identified.
Give him the brown letter.
This is
Exactly.
S.
Michelle Swain says, "I just don't hope others don't think this is fun and try to copycat it."
I hope, honestly, that he gets held accountable for it, and it just be a lesson to others, too, that you cannot do things like this and get away with it.
I loved her lesson learner.
That's your favorite thing.
My thing.
in life.
But I bet lesson not learned. I bet he gets $100 citation.
Right.
She's public shaming.
She's hoping that future generations see this
Of adult diaper wearers.
and learn a lesson from it, and don't toss diapers out their windows and whatnot. This is about lesson learning too. I saw this last night, actually on the news. Inside Edition.
Okay.
There's a.
I didn't think you watched the news.
I don't, especially around a political year. No,
Not this year.
Not this year. I won't be watching the news. But on Inside Edition, they were doing this story on a couple of teenagers that are breaking into different arenas around Los Angeles and taking video of themselves. The latest is a brand new $2 billion arena that the Los Angeles Clippers play in. A couple of teens broke into the arena in the middle of the night, started shooting baskets, and out
The floors in place? The baskets are
Yeah,
up?
the baskets were up. They were in place, and they were shooting. And then they had video of them in Dodger Stadium, in the SoFi Stadium where the Rams and Chargers play. They go in after hours and do all these crazy things. And authorities are saying, it seems fun. But others see it and try to ratchet up what they're doing, and eventually somebody's going to get hurt. So they're trying to find these two. We have actually the mayor of Los Angeles talking about it.
Sick vandalism. That is a deliberate mutilation. Now, I want those little bastards caught and hung up by their Buster Browns.
That's the mayor of L.A. By God, this
Sounds
is
like a throwback.
This is not going to stay. No, this is the actual mayor.
You're doing it for the likes, and you're going to like yourself into the jail.
You have a moment of TikTok greatness followed by a little bit of misery, and so we don't play around with these things.
Worth it?
I'm not messing around. That's the question.
I mean, would your son trade shooting hoops at the new Clippers arena, being at SoFi and Dodger Stadium?
Probably.
For 6 months probation?
Probably. For whatever they can charge.
What of the
these two with.
security?
Yeah.
There's a guy who, which is legal. I think it's kind of interesting. He goes to different stadiums, arenas, and tries to be the last person in there.
Yeah.
After the game ends, he tries to float around the stadium and basically not be seen until the very last, security person's like, "Hey, you, let's go."
Yeah. He didn't just sit in a seat. He kind of meanders.
Yeah, he tries to. Yeah, he meanders around and is like, "I'm trying to be the last person here."
They were answering that question about security last night. They said, they don't have enough manpower and enough funds to pay security. There's usually somebody there, but sometimes these stadiums just sit empty overnight.
They're huge.
I mean, they're enormous stadiums, and it's a football stadium, and they just go in.
You would just think they'd be covered in cameras.
I
though,
would-
security.
Yeah. Well, now they take their own footage, but I bet there's cameras that get them. But
What does the stadium cost? Like $3-4 billion.
The Rams stadium is up to that price, and the Clippers is $2 billion. That's a basketball.
And you don't have enough money for security.
Do you not have enough? I mean, how many security guards would you post overnight when 300
Off season?
Yeah, 360 days a year, nothing's going on overnight at midnight. What's
Not
happening?
many.
We drive by we have a basketball stadium, of course. I don't think there's anybody there, is there?
No. If there's events going on, if there's something that's a multi-day event, they may have somebody there overnight.
I bet there's nobody at our minor league ballpark.
No, there's nobody there.
No,
not for that.
And I don't think it's that. They were showing how they got in. It looked pretty easy for these two teenagers.
They go over the fence?
In some cases, and in some they were able to break away a little area and slip through, into the bowels of the stadium.
And you're right, they're posting this stuff. These kids.
Yeah.
What good's a camera going to do out front? They're already on camera.
They hashtagged the Clippers, the Lakers, and LeBron James this last time around.
He better not like it.
Hey, LBJ.
He better not. That just can't happen. Now, full disclosure, I snuck into Kenan Stadium where the Tar Heels play football when I was about 7 years old. My father was there, and I did it. I ran around on that field. It was so great. I mean, it was just like heaven. You're down there. There's nobody in the stadium but me, and I was skinny enough I could slip through
the shrubs.
Through the shrubs and through the gate.
The hedges.
And there I went.
And 10 years later, you'd be on the waiting list.
Yeah, still there. Unfortunately, still on the waiting list. Exactly. The disgusting crime that we saw a moment ago from the diaper dumper in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, may be outdone by this. Haley Bieber is married to. Am I wrong? Is it Haley Bieber? Yeah, she's married to Justin Bieber.
Right.
Of course. Her sister. This is who I'm getting to. Her sister was arrested in Savannah after a bar owner of a bar called Club Elon called 911 and reported that Haley Bieber's sister threw a used tampon at her. Apparently, she was in the bathroom and causing a disturbance, and the bar owner tried to get her out of the bathroom, and the girl threw a tampon at her. Now, that's about as disgusting a soft copy as you're going to get, too, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the woman who had it thrown at her.
There was an intoxicated female in our employee's bathroom. She said, give me 1 minute. I have to change my tampon. So I gave her a couple of minutes. As I waited, I opened the door back up. I said, listen, this is it. You guys have got to go. She looked at me and said, do you want to see? Do you not believe me? And whips out her tampon under her dress. It was not a clean one. It was a dirty one. And as she pulled it up, it sideswiped my face.
That's what is wrong with these people? What is happening today? This is disgusting. Yeah, she's hit in the face with a tampon.
Oh,
I know.
I don't think that
terrible.
Is that the ultimate female insult?
I can't imagine one.
That's the ultimate insult on anyone.
I can't imagine.
Old historic Savannah? God. Not since the Civil War. So it would have been.
We were just in that area. We were just at historic
It was genteel as could be.
The folks were as nice as they could possibly be. And look at this. And this woman has to endure this. So Haley Bieber's sister has been arrested for doing that. That's like an assault. Is that considered assault if you throw a tampon at somebody?
Even if you didn't mean to sideswipe them.
I think so too. That is disgusting. And she said it wasn't a new one. It was not right out of the packaging. I know. This is fairly gross as well. A mom is suing Delta Airlines after the airline allegedly didn't allow her to pump her breast milk during a 4-hour flight. She's a new mom, and she said she was forced to discard one of her 2 carry-on bags, one of which was filled with breast milk, and another that carried her breast pump, and a second bag because she has a baby that she was going to have to feed, of course. Well, she claims that her breast milk soaked through her blouse in front of other passengers and coworkers while she was on the flight because she wasn't allowed to pump on the flight. So now she's suing Delta Air. She's suing Delta. We'll have to talk with Lisa Lanier, our attorney, about this.
Several requests to sit next to you, man.
A little bit more on her story.
Now, this can't be the first time a
No.
nursing mom has been on an airplane.
No. Why? Are you usually allowed to pump while you're on the airline?
I don't think so. I mean,
she didn't have her baby with her. Okay, but she was going to have to produce milk.
It involves a machine.
It does. Yeah, it does. You have to have. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen my wife do it, of course.
Yeah, you have. No, I don't know how they handle that.
But I thought women had to do it when they have to do it.
Yeah,
they do.
So what do you do there in that situation?
I don't know, unless you can go in one of the laboratory there.
Yeah,
and do it there. But no, sometimes that takes a while.
Yeah. That's right.
If I recall.
A little bit more about her story after Britt. Britt's talking about sneaking into stadiums. These teenagers are doing it all over Los Angeles. They've been in Dodger Stadium, the Clippers Stadium, and where the Rams and the Chargers play. Britt, go ahead.
Hey, guys. P1. So back when I was 13, my brother and I were traveling and went through Kansas City. We pull into the parking lot because we wanted to see both the stadiums of the Royals and the Chiefs.
Yep.
My brother boosted me over the fence at Kansas City Chiefs, and I ran down to the field and got a picture. And just as I was coming back up, the security guard screaming, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then he starts chasing me. I start running back towards the fence. Just as I get to the fence and about over, the guy grabs my ankle. And he's got me, and my brother's got me on the other side of the fence, and they're doing this tug-of-war with me, trying to get me in, get me out. And finally, my brother ended up getting me over, and we laughed like hell and drove home.
Wow.
Nice.
That is an awesome story. That is harrowing.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. But, at 13, now being 60, man, I don't know where that picture is.
Oh, man, I wish you had it. I wish you had it. That's a great memory, though, isn't it, to be in that stadium by yourself? Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, man, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, guys.
Good story.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
Legend of 13.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget what it looked like in Chapel Hill.
I bet you was. It was middle of the day, wasn't it?
It was pretty early. My uncle was in the hospital there, and we went to see him. And after we went there, my dad and I just walked around the campus, and he said, "One day you'll go to school here."
Start memorizing the campus now, son.
He said, "Get the lay of the land." He said, "Get the lay of the land." We went to the old well. We went to the basketball arena. We went to the football stadium, all that. But we got to the football stadium, and it was like a metal, with gate with
chains,
just enough room for a really skinny kid to fit through. And I was only 7 or 8. And I went through there, and my dad said, "Here, I'll be right here when you get back. Go do whatever you want." And I went down on the field, and it was just incredible. And I pretended to like dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Oh my God! I mean, a dream. I was doing play-by-play of me throwing passes and catching passes. Didn't even have a ball down there.
Invisible
ball that I threw to myself. I wish if the technology were such, and I had a phone in my pocket, of course I'd have taken a picture. But all that's not the case anymore. Of course, and at that time there was not. So this woman on the plane says not only did she suffer emotional distress, but extreme physical pain as she heard the whispers and saw the stares of other passengers as her blouse continued to spread with breast milk below her breasts.
Yeah.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
Our attorney, Lisa Lanier, has said many, many times, emotional distress gets you almost nothing in court.
Gets you nowhere. That's
but
right.
As for the others, we'll have to wait and see.
She claims she suffered then, in weeks after that, a reduction in breast milk production, which she never fully recovered from, and it's made it more difficult to feed her young son.
Shrinkflation in the titties.
I don't think you can put that on Delta.
A shrinkflation, Dave.
It is shrinkflation.
The son, the little kid, is like, hey, it's not as much as
I used to get a full bottle.
I used to get something.
Thirsty down here.
Nah, I'm not getting a thing. That's true.
Well, what was her plan? I mean, she
was going to pump on the plane, and they wouldn't let her.
I got to move seats.
I don't think you can.
You don't think they'll let you pump on a plane?
Where are you going to pump on a plane?
Under a blanket.
How are you going to pump on a plane now?
You pump on a plane.
Not anybody can pump on a plane.
I've never.
Is there new technology out there? I haven't dealt with kids
how much?
in
How
20
big
years.
is the apparatus?
Well, it used to have chains and all kinds of cables.
Can you imagine being next to her?
I mean,
you actually started pumping on a plane.
Yeah,
I'd have to do a Stevie Wonder and just start see anything,
looking
around. Yeah. Oh, can't.
She now when my wife pumped that. I mean, we had a short time with pumping and breast milk. It was very difficult. So this was 19 years ago. And I remember that one time we were at a wedding, and I came in after an event, and she was asleep with the turbine hooked up to her and milk spreading across the floor. Terrible. What a terrible incident. Yeah. Now, at that time, they were big enough, golly, I don't know, the size of a small toaster or something like that, but hoses came off of it and hooked to it.
And there's liquid.
Yeah, liquid is big.
Comes about from it, so you've got to do something with that.
The airline has denied any allegation. They denied the allegation that they were harsh to her in any way, and they said they followed their protocol in the situation.
I mean, if that's their protocol, I guess not many people do it.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, but there's tons of moms who fly.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. Can't explain it. I never thought about it, really.
And, the information I don't have, which I really should, is how well, I do have it now. A 4-hour flight. I'm not sure what city but it's a 4-hour flight, so she had to relieve
a long amount of time.
The pressure, yeah. Blogger Jen will know something about this. She's got several children.
She's a mommy blogger.
She's a mom blogger. Blogger Jen, update us on this. Can you pump on a plane?
I'm not sure about the plane. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, but I did have a friend. So they have hands-free pumping devices, and she would pump while she was, driving. She'd be going through the drive-thru, and you could hear the,
oh, my goodness.
That's showing off.
Wow.
That's Biggie's finds that hot.
Oh, man. Just
chest point.
Full use of hands.
Couldn't look.
You're right here.
That's a real advancement. I don't think they had that when my children were really young. That's impressive. Did you pump? I shouldn't be asking you this.
For 3 weeks, and then I gave it up.
It's difficult. It's a really tough thing. Thank you, Blogger Jen. Appreciate that. Pamela, you're talking about specifically pumping on a plane. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just away. So the pumps now are very, very small. I'm a labor and delivery nurse.
Uh-huh.
We have all the time. So they just very small, but they're not really attached to a bunch of chains or anything.
Okay.
They just fit right in the blouse. They're very quiet. You wouldn't even know.
Okay, so I think I'm getting what she's saying is they're very small and very quiet, and you would hardly even notice.
Do you think that Delta's objection was the machinery on the plane?
Maybe the liquid.
Could be. I wonder how she got.
But you can take a water bottle on a plane. You can. Whatever you buy in the terminal, you can take onto the plane.
Certain amount of ounces.
Certain amount, though. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was.
She goes off with no ounces and comes off with.
But you know what it is? It's not like it's filled with any kind of
with a half pint
explosive or
anything.
It's
not TNT.
But how do you know?
Because it came out of her boob.
What do you want to observe, Biggie?
You saw Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Dave, one quick comment, Dave, on pumping on a plane. Go ahead.
Yes, Dave from Winston-Salem, T1. Hey, listen, my wife and I just got back from a vacation down in Miami. We flew down there, and I can tell you, I saw 2 women with boobs out breastfeeding in the airport.
Okay.
And it was no trying to cover it up. They just nipples and all, and there you go.
All right.
Lucky.
Well, airport, yes.
Whole different environment.
Plane, not sure.